Alright guys, we're live with another Discord League last chance qualifier round of 64 match for you guys this evening. We've got Leniel on Crane today versus Chaley on Dragon. I've got Pie Mittens with me here today to help co-cast and provide some commentary. Hopefully we'll have an exciting match for you guys. Coming right up.
Alright, it looks like they started.
Yeah, I think we see some strong starts from both sides. Leniel winning the coin flip to go second. Chaley flipping a Doom Shigenja and Niten Master. It's a little expensive when you're going first to play both of those out. And he just opts to play the Niten Master with 2 Fate. I like to stick it with 3 when given the opportunity on this, but on the first turn it can be pretty hard to find the Fate to do that, especially if you have a lot of high cost cards in your hand.
Yeah, I think he probably wants to play the Dune Shugenja too, depending on what's in his hand.
I think I'd almost always want to play the Doom Shigenja into a Cautious Scout, just because putting a Cloud the Mind on it early really prevents the Crane from being as aggressive.
Right. He only has 1 Fate left, though.
Yeah, as I said, that play is really hard to actually pull off when you've got stuck with that first player token. The extra Fate makes it a lot easier. Chaley does get the passing Fate, though. It looks like he would have gotten it anyway if he had played out the Doom Shigenja, so maybe having 1 Fate back would have been enough, but we won't know until we see what was in his hand. A lot of those attachments cost 1.
Yeah. Looks like the Crane is running a lot of 1-times cards.
Yeah, a lot of Crane players opt to play a toolbox style deck. It makes them harder to predict. This one going even farther than most. 1x with Fate Worse Than Death, 1x Admit Defeat, 1x Assassinate, 1x Calling in Favors, 1x Censure, 1x Noble Sack, 1x Outwit, and 1x Meek Informant. So yeah, I think that Chaley's kind of telegraphing a policy debate here. Nothing on the Crane side is really going to put up much resistance to that, and if his hand is revealed, Leniel can't represent as many threats anymore. The 1x deck lists have a bit of a problem with consistency, I think, so if your hand is revealed and your opponent doesn't have to play around everything anymore, you really are on the back foot.
Yeah, and he does have 2 policy debates, so I won't be surprised if we see one of those here. Looks like he's going for the Fire Ring.
Fire Ring makes sense here. It denies it for the Crane, and if you get a big Niten Master early, it can be a pain for Crane to turn on Voice of Honor, and it's also just a gigantic beat stick that can be in 3 conflicts a turn.
Yeah, turning off the Voice of Honor since the Brash Samurai is going to be honored seems pretty good.
So I'm just going to take a quick look at Chaley's list to see what tech he's running. He's got the typical splash of 3 Pathfinder's Blade, 3 Reprieve, 2 Haruma Skirmisher. He's opting to run 1x Censure, 2x Bonsai instead of the 3x Cloud, 3x Policy Debate, and 3x Finger of Jade that Mind's Desire, the top ranked Dragon player, has been playing most recently. This version is a little bit older, running Censure and Bonsai to give you a little bit more powerful events at the expense of consistency for Cloud and Finger of Jade.
Is the 1-times Jade Masterpiece usual?
Yeah, that slot is usually put in as a Jade Masterpiece or a Kitsuki's Method, sort of like a player's choice. That's
Hmm.
what passes for creativity in the Dragon Clan.
Yeah. So it looks like he broke that province. And
Uh,
there's the katana.
yeah, Leniel's really gonna have to play a little bit more defensively than that to prevent a two-break turn. That court game's being nullified by the Fire Ring, um, but the Fine Katana and Finger of Jade really draining Chaley's hand a little bit. But he doesn't really have anything he'd want to do with cards other than put them on the Ni-10 Master, so you can't really say that it was a bad idea.
So he finds Feast or Famine.
So Feast or Famine, since all the provinces are blank, I think Feast or Famine is a good one for Chaley to find
Yeah,
because he can
definitely.
defend it and he gets that Seeker Fate.
Yeah. And there's the policy debate.
So we've got a Bonsai charge, charge on the challenger's 3 stats, Cloud the Mind Court Games for Shame, Ornate Fan, Steward of Law, Way of the Crane. So the Steward of Law for Shame combo is live, charge is live, Bonsai is live. So we could see some fireworks this conflict, but as soon as you add another character to this conflict, you don't want to break it anymore. Because all Chaley needs in hand is a conflict character to steal 2 fate off that Cautious Scout and turn the game around massively.
Right. So he discards for shame.
That's one less bow effect to worry about for the game, so strong choice. I think there's quite a bit of redundancy for all the other effects represented in the hand. For Shame takes away a unique capability.
So Dragon used box in the first conflict. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't catch that, but that does appear to be the case. So we do see the bonsai get drawn out, and it gets the conflict gets shut down with Miyamoto's Fury at this point. I think that we know that there is a Steward of Law in hand, and only one fate left on that Need 10 Master, so we won't see the favorable ground used to disengage.
Yeah.
Chaley running low on cards at this point, but there are 7 more swords in his deck, so the chance that that Need 10 Master doesn't stand back up is kind of low. Yeah, we see the Pathfinder's Blade come out. Pathfinder's Blade is ideal here if he wants to attack, which he probably does, just because there's now 1/3 chance that he finds Shameful Display.
So I guess you probably go Earth. Seems like the
Yeah,
best
if you
choice.
go Earth, you don't care about the conflict coming back at you at all. So yeah, Leniel charges the challenger. In hand, we still have Steward of Law, Way of the Crane. Steward of Law can't be played, so just Way of the Crane, but that would be extremely inefficient. But if he doesn't use it, then charging the challenger served almost no purpose at all.
Well, this is military, so if he uses Shameful and Pathfinder's Blade gets discarded, then
That is a good
uh,
point. That
he
would put
won't be
us just out of
breaking.
breaking.
Dragon still has an Imperial storehouse that hasn't been used.
And also the favorable ground, so he doesn't really have to bow his master if he doesn't feel like he's getting anything that's worth it. But with the hands getting smaller here, that Earth Ring is a bit more valuable relatively.
Oh, he uses Finger of Jade to cancel it.
Yeah, that's extremely smart, I think. Um, Now he's still breaking, and the Pathfinder's Blade lives for another day. So that draws out the Way of the Crane. It'll be interesting to see if he stays for the Ring effect, with the Brash Samurai coming back at him. Yeah, no, he doesn't.
Okay.
He doesn't care anymore.
Yeah, I feel like I would have really wanted that Earth Ring, but I guess letting Feast or Famine break would not be ideal.
Well, Leniel just lost the lottery.
Yeah,
That's not good at all. We do know he still has court games in hand, but that shameful display really counteracts the impact of that.
yeah, he really wanted to find the restoration of balance there. So the dragon player will be getting favor.
He's also up one fate after that turn. Um, so I think that, uh, yeah, seeing Sumiko here is.
Oh wow,
Oh wow.
yeah,
I think this is going to be hard to stabilize with one break already on the board.
yeah. This might just be where dragon snowballs.
So with Brash out, you have a lot of interesting options for Yokuni. Being able to copy the Niten Master to stand is less appealing when Sumiko's there and doesn't bow as the result of conflict resolution, but copying Brash Samurai to honor for free is a good option on this board. So we see a
Yeah,
Shuggy delaying the choice of what 5-drop to buy. The one thing to say about Sumiko is that Chaley's second player, so not the ideal situation for her to come out.
true. Okay, well, she gets played anyway.
Well, he's so far ahead as long as he weathers the
Yeah, yeah.
first conflict, which all he really needs to do that is that Niten Master. He can swing in twice and just slam really hard.
Yeah, I think I would want to play Sumiko here also.
So one thing that's going to matter a lot here with Leniel holding 6 Fate back is whether or not Chaley found a reprieve for that Niten Master.
So the only way for Dragon to get Fade at this point would be the air ring, right? Unless he hits Manicured. Does he have Manicured?
Yep, Manicured is in the standard
Yeah.
province row here for
Oh,
Dragon, and it did get found on this first
and there it
attack.
is.
That's pretty much perfect, once again.
I'm not sure. Mm, I mean, I guess you don't want to attack either of the face-up ones. But if you hit Restoration there, you're discarding 5 cards. That seems
Well, it's a
risky.
cautious scout, right? That's the whole
Oh, it's a
point.
cautious scout. Yeah, I didn't notice that. So yeah, I guess yeah, that makes sense then.
A
Another
second Pathfinder's Blade.
Pathfinders.
So that would be the only way to play a card onto Niten Master to ready it without having to discard one of the cards already on it. It's
Right.
not a restricted attachment for some unknown reason.
Yeah, that card is really good. So they're going at Shameful. I mean, there's no way you can win this.
So if he has Stewie in hand from last turn, and he drew his second or third for shame, Sumiko is vulnerable to first shame. Instead, we
There's a
see the
court
court
game.
games come out, dishonoring Sumiko. So now we can have either political rival or Stewie come down to bow her. As of course assuming we don't just see a court games honor her right back up. If if Chaley doesn't have if Chaley does not have a censure, he's a little bit vulnerable to Noble Sack right now. Because that Rash
Yeah,
Samurai is going to honor itself.
yeah, I feel like I would have wanted to dishonor the Niten Master instead, even though it goes down 2 instead of 1. Especially because Sumiko's going to be around for longer. We have a Cloud the Mind. That's pretty good.
Dragon could easily have drawn one of his 3 let goes by now. Let's see if
That's true.
he has it.
Looks like he passed though, so. Oh wow,
Wow,
another Cloud the
second
Mind.
Cloud the Mind. And he doesn't have any let goes, so this does shut down the double break this turn.
Yeah, I'm wondering why he didn't play the Let Go on the Master before he got to ready it.
Yeah, the Cloud the Mind should
Or
have come out
not the Let
earlier,
Go,
right?
the Cloud the Mind, that's what I meant.
Absolutely should have been out earlier.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, he must not have the Noble Sack though, or he wouldn't have played the Cloud the Mind probably. I don't think he can stop Dragon from getting favor again though. It's going Void Ring.
So this does give the Dragon player that fate from the Manicured Garden. And the Doom Shigenja blocks here. Void Ring is a little bit low impact here. If I had like a conflict character and maybe like a buff or 2 in hand, I wouldn't necessarily defend here. So we see Assassination from Crane, taking him from 10 to 7 honor, so still not really in any sort of danger there. I doubt that'll come into play. But yeah, I think that we could see a... Well, no, there's nothing from hand that Dragon could have that wouldn't just get bowed by the Crane Stronghold, so I think he did get pushed off this ring.
So there aren't currently any attachments that are gonna stick around for until next turn on Dragon's side, so he can just hold the Mia Mystic and see if there's a reprieve.
Yeah, I think that you wouldn't reprieve this Niten Master, just to
Yeah,
trade for the Mia Mystic, especially since you have another one face up in provinces. We do
yeah,
see the Wanderer come down for the counterattack. I doubt, or Leniel only is running one assassination, so at this point, it would have to be a character-based defense.
yeah. An assassination is 1 per round anyway.
Fair point.
So the question is, I guess, do you go Earth for the card or Fire to Reowner Sumiko?
7 to 5 cards. You could potentially find like a let go, or I mean the
Yeah,
dragon cards are all really good, so
yeah. I think looking for a let go is good here.
at the same time it's only 3 out of 25, so the fire ring also an option here just to turn off that noble sack possibility.
Right. He does go Earth though. At Fertile Fields. And
One of
he
his
has a
2
bonsai.
bonsais would be good, so yeah, this is probably going to be double break, right?
Looks like it. So Dragon can already be on Stronghold next turn.
He's going to be on Stronghold as first player if this conflict goes through like this. Yeah, Leniel passes, so I don't even know what he would need. He does have a lot of fate. Okay, we see the reprieve come down, so we're gonna see that popped off by the Mia Mystic if Leniel's awake still.
Yeah, that seems kind of strange.
He doesn't have the fate for a second one, so it really was just an oversight. Maybe he drew it
Yeah.
from the Earth Ring and just forgot about Mia Mystic for a second. It is worth noting that none of the attachments on the Ni-10 Master were ancestral, so he doesn't get anything back from that tower. Oh, but this is pretty strong for military attack from Chaley. The Doom Shigenja plus Yukuni in a military conflict is just a lot of stats, but he opts for the Ni-10 Master.
Hmm.
I have to imagine Leniel is on Rally to the Cause then, because I think he can defend a Stronghold push once with this flop, and it is Rally to the Cause, so
Yeah.
he does need to do the double pressure. Declare his political attack first, and then swing in military afterwards. Buy Yakuni 100% of the time now, right? Or he doesn't have the money after the Ni-10 Master. Yoshi coming out when you can't buy Yokuni is a little sad, but a charge would be great. Charge Yokuni is extremely powerful, and charge Yokuni into or into Yoshi copy is even better.
Hmm. So yeah, if he finds a let go, he's going to be able to do 2 attacks with both of them essentially. Every bid has been 5 this game.
Well, that's strange. It says that Artisan Academy revealed for shame, but I see a Cloud the Mind on top. Or that's the discard. I just can't see the
Yeah,
for shame on the conflict deck.
yeah, it's just black.
Yep, denying fire here, and doing the political attack to pop the rally makes sense. So there's no Cloud the Mind, or there's no. He does bring Sumiko, so you have to imagine that the Cloud the Mind will get let go this conflict. He doesn't manage to draw out a full defense, which I think is a little interesting because you have to imagine he has got buffs in hand.
Well, it's staying on political, so the scout wouldn't contribute.
That's fair. So we see a fan on Master.
He can play the For Shame and just bow Sumiko, or he can disown a Ni-10 Master, but he might choose to just bow it and then ready it again.
Do wonder if the for shame is bugged.
Yeah, I think it might be.
I think his best shot might be to try to draw it manually. Do you know how to draw manually? Looks like slash draw.
Yeah, I think that's it. So now it doesn't matter if he has to let go.
Yes, that's very true.
Okay, so he tried to court games, but it got edicted.
Yeah, so that did still, the court games did still give Leniel -2 stats. So
Right.
it's an
Yeah.
interesting choice. And then sending E10 Master home so that Chaley doesn't have to have a stand. Also an interesting choice. I believe he was winning, but would be potentially losing if another attachment came down and the stronghold was popped.
Okay, I just checked and Asami did get used.
Oh yeah,
Wasn't
both players
wasn't
are
sure.
just at such high honor that it seems unlikely to matter. But it did
Yeah.
happen.
I think the court games he was trying to honor himself and then he would have been able to stand back up, so he didn't want that to happen.
Yeah, that's true. He does have to worry about this next conflict. The bonsai could be pretty crushing. Although it's, well, no, the bonsai plus box, if there's no answers from Leniel in the 8-card hand, it would be tough. But Leniel does have no fate, which is very tricky. Oh, and we do see
Ooh.
the Charjukuni. I have to imagine that's going to be pretty hard to overcome, especially since it can just copy Yoshi to get 3 more cards, if he doesn't have it in hand already. And yeah, that's GG called.
Yeah. So pretty fast game, not surprising with these clans.
Yeah, the game, if Crane is going to win, tends to go a little bit longer than this, but this was 29 minutes streamed so far, and if Dragon get that nut flop with the Doom Shingenja E10 Master into a second E10 Master and Sumiko with favor,
Yeah.
it's you're going to be on the back foot all game. Yeah, that was first conflict round 3. So it doesn't really end any faster than that most of the time. So thanks everyone for watching. That's going to be it for this game. This was the last chance qualifier round of 64. Chaley, the victor, will advance to play against Byron Crane, who I believe is also Noman on the server, um, in the round of 32. Byron's a Scorpion player, which can be a tough matchup for Dragon, especially when the Dragon player doesn't have a full complement of Cloud the Mind or Finger of Jade. Um, you can find yourself at the mercy of the Scorpion's effects from time to time. I think that's going to do it for this stream. Hopefully we'll be back soon with more Season 5 Cup and Last Chance Qualifier matches for you guys. Thanks for watching. And thanks Pie Mittens for joining me.
Yep. I think Joe is playing later today, actually.
Yeah, I believe his match is in 30 minutes. If someone else doesn't step up to stream, it'll probably be us again.
Alright, well, see you later.
Later.